Chinese President Xi Jinping just addressed the Boao Forum for Asia, and this is what we all came for. But what is the message, and what do people think? This is Xinhua Special at Boao. Like the 1,700 journalists here, we have watched the same speech. So first and foremost, President Xi has declared a new chapter of opening up for China. Let me put this to the floor. What does it mean?
Well, let's give this some sort of historical context. 40 years ago, China embarked on what President Xi Jinping called the Second Revolution, or the reform and opening up. And this was to change China from this isolated, inward-looking nation to what it is today, the world's second largest economy.
Actually, President Xi Jinping used Hainan, where we are now, as an example of China's phenomenal social and economic growth. From our own experience of covering Boao Forum, this tiny town, Boao, has flourished beyond recognition. And the same can be said about the rest of China.
Well, look, I don't have 40 years of experience in China, but what I do have here are some numbers from the President's speech today. So over the past 4 decades, the economy in China has grown by an average of 9.5%. And in addition, over 700 million people have been lifted out of poverty. So my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but China wouldn't be the China that it is today without the reform and opening up drive.
You know what, some of the people that we have been spoken to today, they exactly say the same. Like the changes have been felt beyond China's borders.
I think the only talking about, for instance, Belt and Road Initiative is enough to explain how a project sourced by China can be beneficial for all the world. Will take place out of China. So this is the best way to say that China is becoming more and more a leading country for the entire world.
مصر لا تنفصل أبداً فيما يتعلق بإجراءات الانفتاح الصينية. مصر جزء مهم من مبادرة الحزام والطريق، وخصوصاً طريق الحرير البحري للقرن ال21.
So let me bring this conversation back to this new chapter of opening up. The President promised to broaden market access, to make China more investment-friendly, to better protect intellectual property rights, and to increase imports. So let me pass this to you guys to elaborate.
Okay, let me pick up on broadening market access first. For foreign investors, the previous restrictions on insurance and finance will be eased, and more opportunities will be available in the manufacturing sector, particularly car, ship, and aircraft building.
Yes, that's right. And actually, along with efforts to improve transparency, property rights and rule of law, this means that China is going to become a more competitive, dynamic market, which will make China a more attractive destination for investors.
Yes, foreign entities in China want to be reassured that their IP, their ideas are safe. The same goes for Chinese companies. I believe this is the key to enhance the competitiveness of Chinese economy.
You know what, Mr. Wang? This actually reminds me of that guy we have spoken to today. He has been in China for 20 years.
We were told 20 years ago, never do a joint venture in China. They're going to take all your IP. And 20 years after, we have renewed our joint venture. We continue to work together. We are partners, but you have to be transparent.
So another pillar of this new chapter of opening up is, of course, more imports.
Yes.
Mr. Wang.
Yeah, President Xi said China does not seek trade surplus. For proof of this commitment, he announced that this year, China will significantly lower import tariffs for vehicles, and also will reduce import tariffs for some other products.
Actually, that reminded me that he also announced that China is going to hold the first ever China International Import Expo in Shanghai later this year.
今年要在上海召开这个首次进口贸易大会，所以呢，这就是向世界发出个信号，就是今年中国要解决贸易不平衡，我们要做出更多的贡献。
He was delivering a speech of openness, on globalization, and that it's the interest of everyone to act in cooperation and in the interest of trade, but also humankind.
In summary, we can all agree that the consistency in the President's vision is one of his major strengths. And another strength, I would say, is the diversity of the references he uses in his speeches.
Oh, you mean we quoted the lyrics from that popular local folk song, right?
Yes, we spoke to someone about it.
Yes.
And you're gonna love the song.
Yes.
So,
久久不见，久久见，久久见了还要见。这个歌词的含义，我的理解就是说，大家要经常见一见， 见了面才能更好的去互通有无，然后更加了解对方和自己需要什么，对，才能更好的开放和发展。
丢给那无边阿妹。